Once it goes to ack, stop.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try to remember that. All right, journal entry 34, inscribed by Thormun of Tayloron on this 27th day of Aranvig. I released Kelda from her guard duty. No reason she should have to avoid sleep, while sleep does its best to avoid me. The night sky is starless, and I am surrounded in a blanket of deep darkness. My lookout duty has me doing more listening than looking. I sit here with my eyes open, but sightless, my ears focused on the blackness around me. My mind drifts to thoughts of home, to thoughts of the Tayloron that once was. I walk back through a window in time, pulling in the smell of herbs drying in the window of the stonework house my younger brother keeps. His beautiful wife busies herself about the garden while the children play their games, flying about the large tree that grows in front of the house. The young ones spot me and fly down to wrap their arms around me, all at once, nearly knocking me over backwards. I pull wooden toys out of a satchel and watch their small eyes glitter with excitement. The dream was broken. A sound rustles behind me. Silently, I turn and strain to see through the darkness with no success. The sound is that of our supplies being prodded through. Maybe an animal or one of our company who was not satisfied with their ration of food last night. I stalk toward the direction of the sound, moving silently through the dark. My eyes catch the glow of a light dim, but a beacon in the blackness. A slight figure hunches over its back to me. The figure has come across some of our Balin leaf, which we carry for its healing properties, but also lets out a slight glow visible in the dark. The form revealed in the Balin leaf's glow is slender, and in the shallow glimmering of yellow-green, I can tell it is the shape of a woman, a very young woman. Her hands nimbly pick through our supplies until she comes across a loaf of bread. She pulls at a cloth mask around her face and chews on the bread in famished mouthfuls. In a low voice, I call out, "Who are you? What do you think you're doing?" Startled, the girl reels around as if to take off, but pauses and reaches back to grab another loaf before she goes. I catch hold of her arm. She fights my grasp and throws the stolen bread at my chest. The noise of the struggle wakes up Kelda, who has not fully drifted into sleep. Lighting a torch, Kelda comes over to where I'm holding the bread thief captive. By now, I've got a hold of both of the girl's thin arms, and am sustaining surprisingly powerful kicks. "Stop it," Kelda whispers to the girl in a harsh voice. She stops kicking and looks over at Kelda. Her demeanor reads in such a way that you can tell her intent is not to cause us any harm. "Tell this brute to let go of me," the girl shouts, in a voice loud enough to wake every sleeping thing within 100 yards. "Swear you won't run," says Kelda.
Ack!
Okay.
I won't run. Just tell him to let go. The girl responds in a shrill voice. Kelda nods at me, and I let the girl go. More and more torches light up the darkness as the rest of the camp is awakened by our encounter with the young thief. The girl immediately reaches for the purple cloth mask she pulled away from her face to eat her stolen meal, and hides herself behind it again. "Who are you? And why are you stealing our food?" I ask in a stern voice. Shuri's the name, and I stole it because I was hungry," says the thin girl in a mocking voice. "Where did you come from?" "I've been following you ever since you crossed the bridge. I know you didn't notice me. My skills of stealth are unmatched. I'm going to be the greatest ninja who ever lived." "Why? Why are you following us? I ask in a gruff voice, annoyed at answers that required more questioning. I'm running away, she says, lifting chin in defiance. I let go of a sigh and then press further. Running away from what? She responds with a spark of anger in her voice. From everything! From everything! And everyone who tells me what to do and who to fight. I was brought here by them, she says, nodding in the direction of Lion's frame. But I fight only for myself. I'm not going back, so you can forget about telling me to. I'm going with you guys. You don't have a horse. You'll never keep up. You'll be stranded in Bleakwood and die. You don't want me to die, she says with big eyes. I guess you're going to have to give me a ride. Kelder pulls my arm and whispers in my ear. She could be a spy. I whisper back. What have we to hide? What need is there to spy on your allies? I'm just saying to be wary of her. We could leave her behind and let her foolishly follow us into Bleakwood if she pleases. I'm not saying to do that. I'm only saying be careful. Of a masked thief? Yes, you can count on my being plenty cautious.
Okay. So, and hello, Jason. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Jason.
Hey!
We're just starting reading through this journal entry 34, and then we'll do 35 in a moment. But okay, so Shiori introduction, her lore. Even though she's allied with Einar, it seems like in this particular thing she's very independent. You know, very young, very independent. That does her own thing. What I thought, I actually almost got a Peter Pan vibe from her a little bit.
I can see that.
Kind of carefree, almost. I like the little bit of comedy in there when she's going to leave, but then she grabs another loaf of bread. It's like, I gotta think.
You
about
won't
this.
let me go to Bleakwood and die there, will you?
Yeah, she knows she's got skills and isn't afraid to use them for sure.
Now, if I misheard that, did Thormun say his wife at some point?
His brother's wife.
Oh, his brother's wife. Okay.
Very early on.
At first, I was like, "Wait, is he hooking up with Kelda? Is that what's happening here?"
No, he's having a vision of the past, I think.
Okay.
Of better times, and so he's having a vision of, or just basically a recollection of family, of his brother's family, apparently. And my guess is his brother's family is no longer around.
Gotcha.
And so, feeling that sense of loss and probably regret too. That comes to my mind in that. This particular entry, it feels to me like it has a beginning, but not really an ending. And that makes sense if we're talking about mainly Shiori here and how she basically gets started. And she's a character to where, I mean, her story arc isn't as told as much as other characters, but she does have an arc, including what's currently going on in Age of Annihilation as well. She
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's still, being useful for whatever ventures. But it's funny how she starts out. She's Einar brings her to Valhalla, and she's basically starving.
Yeah. Also interesting, this Balin leaf that they mention is kind of cool. It's got a glow and has healing properties. So I guess they're making it a tea? Would that be possible?
Or maybe like a Saf or a Rap or something. I like how Kelda's
maybe.
still there, but they're like, just in case you roll a 1, Kelda, we got some extra backups just in case.
Yeah.
And Premiumscape. If you want to see Kelda used, watch Tales of Valhalla seasons 2 and 3. Kelda's used quite a bit. I kind of like dive into her character a little bit. It might not be pure Heroscape canon character, but I still give her character. It's pretty fun.
Little Stanley pop up in the corner. You want more of Kelda? Watch Tales of Valhalla. Episode's 2 and 3.
Do it now. But yeah, what else can we say about this?
It's interesting. This is the first time we get someone summoned to Valhalla, and we're getting to see them not wanting to fight. This is kind of the first instance. AOA has lots of it, so it's not as special. But we see Shiori's here. She's just just a girl at this point, and she's just kind of on her own. If you abandon your general, you're kind of just, you can see it, you're kind of starving and on just kind of like a scavenger at this point.
And it does beg the question: when you get summoned, are you summoned right next to the general, the Valkyrie general, and he's like, "You're here to do what I want. Do what I tell you. Fight for me." Do they get spawned to a waiting lobby or something? They get processed. Like, how does this work? It's so interesting because then of course Shuri's like, I'm about this business, and just like is out. And thank God she was a ninja. Can you imagine if she was a bad ninja and couldn't leave? That'd be pretty funny.
Well, she kind of is a bad ninja here.
Here she's a bad ninja, but she got rid of it. She got away from Einar, but couldn't get past Thormun. All right, that's
you bad ninja, bad ninja. Go in that corner. You have a.
I mean, the question you'd have to ask is with the Valkyrie general is if someone's basically defecting or AWOL, do they have the forces to go and deal with that? Like, do they feel like send in some military police type unit to go hunt that person down, or it's like, it ain't worth it?
Right. Like, I summoned this ninja here, and who processed her in? Did anyone ever do any paperwork? Do we have any script on this character and this person? Do they even know she's missing? Like, what is... Just bringing people in, and that's it? It's like, I think there was a ninja. I don't remember. I can't think of it. It doesn't matter.
From what I remember, Shiori's past before Valhalla, I think either she was betrayed or she betrayed somebody. I know she had some dirt, and I know Jeremy I think has explained it better in the past, but she definitely had things happen to her and choices made that for such a young character, she already had lived a lot via her training, because she didn't become a ninja on Valhalla. That she was she was trained, and that's one of the reasons why Einar brought her. And it's interesting with the character too, and it connects with the game too. She's not your typical just like I'm gonna send her into an army and just she's not what's the word I'm saying, she's not a direct unit to use. She's used more indirectly if you're going to use her at all, which usually you're not.
Maybe with the Tanuki now, she might see some more light of day.
There might be the possibility, yeah. So I think that but it just fits, with the stats and the description of her card too, her abilities and such. So, but yeah, and of course, not much is said about Kelda. Only
no.
She's
She's being very motherly and be like, "You sure about this? Are you sure about this?"
It makes me wonder who's in charge. Is Thormun or Kelda? I guess it's probably Kelda.
Yeah, I guess militaristically.
Yeah.
I guess, because Thormun is still a journalist at this point, so he's just kind of, I don't know. He's not really. He's with everybody, writing down everything he sees.
If you go to the top of 34, though, doesn't it say, I release Kelda from her guard duty, implying that he has command over her?
I mean, that can mean many things. That doesn't mean he's in charge. He's just be like he's the one taking over guard duty now, basically.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Like they just take turns.
What's interesting too, because this is pre Swarm of the Morrow, so this is introducing the Shiori character to eventually what will be the original team up when you get to Swarm of the Morrow. So now this is a question to ask and get answered in the future: is was her character introduced before Swarm of the Morrow came out? Did this journal entry get released before or after that master set released?
Yeah, the time. Once again, I wish they put dates, because I think and correct me if I'm wrong, I have not looked at one because I want to wait until we're done with all of this to read the journal entries coming out in AOA. But are they dating are they dating their journals? Are they putting like dates on like this stuff so we can kind of go back?
Like the same as like they do in these journal entries
usually.
Yeah, it's just
okay, at least the month. That's fine. Even if you say like month of 2024, 25, whatever.
Do that. Yeah.
Okay.
With
good
stuff. Yeah.
So at least we can start keeping track. No. I mean, to me, it matters a little bit because we keep asking this question of like when are these? Is this the first time we ever seen this character? And you go, who is this ninja? Are we getting a ninja? Like. Because there are a bunch of characters we have been introduced to that we've never, still have to this day, have not gotten.
Right.
So
character mentions. Yep. Well, I mean,
one day Orm will return again.
Yeah.
I mean, even the character of Thormun and this extended family that he had. I mean, it's just characters written in with the story. We don't have any units of those either.
No.
It'd be interesting to have like Thormun's brother on the battlefield, but maybe he's like reanimated from the dead or something, and,
oh god, on Revna's side would be really cool.
That would be
that would be so fascinating. Oh my god.
All I'm saying is Thormun has been so quiet in AOA. I think the next master set, I think he's showing up. I think he's going to become a general. Like, I'm waiting for that day because he's such a unique character, especially in the initial HasLab trailer. Like, there's always this sense of kind of, like, esotericism with Thormun. He's always dreaming. He's always having visions. He's, like, tapped into the greatest power, and he's the impetus for all this fighting. But he's, like, so haunted by it that he's always kind of standoffish. The moment he decides to take action, I think the story's going to get really interesting.
I think you are probably right, because it's one character that we haven't really heard much about, and might piece of bread. Hello there, Tony214 in the chat. Welcome. But yeah, no, I think those are good thoughts. So I guess we'll close for this journal entry 34. We're introducing Shiori and our thoughts on that. For just continuing quest of going through the classic journals of Heroscape.